Good morning and welcome to the Morning Outlook Report. I'm Rachel Jones from Kalkine TV Sydney studios, and this is a live report. Now, the Australian share market is expected to rebound this morning. According to the latest SPI futures, the ASX 200 is likely to open 36 points higher. That's 0.5%. At the closing bell yesterday, the S&P ASX 200 was 0.4% or 31 points lower at 7,316, with 127 of 200 shares in negative territory, while 66 rose. The best performing sector was the tech sector. That was up 0.9%. The worst performing sector was real estate investment trust. That was down 1.4%. The best performing stock yesterday was the Magellan Financial Group. Their shares closed 5% higher at $17.11. The worst performing stock was Costa Group Holdings. Their shares closed 6.4% lower at $3.06. Moving on to some business news from this morning now, and JB Hi-Fi report that for the third quarter of financial year 2022, the group continued to see heightened customer demand and strong sales growth. This sales momentum has continued into the fourth quarter to date. And whilst the group is pleased with the continued sales momentum, the end of financial year remains an important trading period. In view of the ongoing disruption to stock availability and also operations arising from COVID-19 and other local and global uncertainties, the group does not currently consider that it would be appropriate to provide financial year 2022 sales and earnings guidance. Moving on, and recovery is well underway, report the Flight Centre Travel Group, with the company back in EBITDA profit in March this year. $8 million underlying EBITDA for the month. Global corporate business profitable and leisure business approaching break-even. Total transaction value rebounding strongly around the world. Corporate business is back to 76% of pre-COVID TTV globally. And the company says it's well placed to capitalise on opportunities that are arising given strong cash position and improved outlook. And the NAB, Westpac, ANZ and the Commonwealth Bank have all announced they will pass on interest rate hikes. And that's after the Reserve Bank of Australia's decision to increase the cash rate. Governor Philip Lowe announced the cash rate had been raised by 25 basis points to 0.35% yesterday afternoon. The rate rise is the first in more than a decade and came in response to soaring inflation. We're now going to take a very short break, but we'll take a closer look at that interest rate rise when we come back.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
Where the property market is headed next.
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly.
Apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements
With Kalkine TV.
Welcome back. I'm Rachel and you're watching the Morning Outlook Report. Now, yesterday, as the Reserve Bank of Australia hiked its key rate by a bigger than expected 25 basis points, lifting the Australian dollar as much as 1.3%, but did hit local shares. On the other hand, investors expect the Fed to rake hikes by 0.5 percentage point today and to detail plans to introduce its $8.9 trillion balance sheet. The US Central Bank raised its policy interest rate by 25 basis points in March. The latest data shows US job openings hit a record in March as worker shortages persisted, suggesting employers may need to raise wages, which likely would increase consumer prices. So over on Wall Street, the Dow Jones rose 0.2%, the S&P 500 was up 0.5% and the Nasdaq ended 0.2% higher. Over in Europe, the Stoxx 50 rose 0.8%, the FTSE surged 0.2% and the CAC jumped 0.8%, with the DAX ending 0.7% higher. Oil prices inched lower on concerns around demand due to China's extended COVID-19 lockdowns, and that outweighed support from a possible European oil embargo on Russia over the war in the Ukraine. WTI crude ended down $2.76 at $102.41 a barrel. Brent declined $2.61 to settle at $104.97 a barrel. Gold prices rose, tracking a slight retreat in Treasury yields and the US dollar, while investors eyed an aggressive rate hike by Fed today. US gold futures settle up 0.4% at $1,870 an ounce. Meanwhile, Bitcoin fell 2.56% to $37,535. Have a great day trading and stay tuned for more market updates and economic news live throughout the day. This is Rachel signing off for now.